Okay, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Super excited to join with such as esteemed developer builders in a space. And today is all about the MetaMask DevCookOff. So Delegation Toolkit edition with, and can I say fit with Gaia. So let's get it started. Quick round of intros. Sushmita, do you want to start?
Definitely. I'm Shushmita or Mary, however you know me as. I mean, before we probably saw me on the other side, but now I'm on the front side at Gaia. So yeah, I'm currently a DevRel at Gaia, and we do just DevRel engineering stuff. But I'm super excited to show what you can do with Gaia and how you can have your own LLM intern right at your terminal or your computer. So yeah, I'll pass the popcorn to Chin.
Hey, my name is Chintaka, and you can just call me Chin, like shorter version of it. So I'm the delivery engineer for MetaMask Delegation Toolkit here. So I'll be talking about how do you can get started with Delegation Toolkit, the newest feature 7715 actions today, and how you can have with it. So I'll hand over to Toby.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Toby Lover, but everyone calls me Toby with a Y. So excited to be here today. I'm a software engineer and a developer relations engineer at Gaia. Excited to show you how you can use Gaia, like in your applications or in your day to day or in your AI agents, together with me out with today. Thank you so much. Excited to be here. I'm passing the mic over, the popcorn rather, to Harley.
Okay, so this is Alejandro, Dev engineer for the MetaMask SDK. And yeah, you probably know me because of the MetaMask DevCookOff that just happened like 1 week ago. So yeah, and we've been like doing a lot of stuff right here for the MetaMask SDK and MetaMask in general. So yeah, popcorn to Francesco, I guess.
Nice. This is super exciting, and it's great to see in live stream someone that is really like touching grass while live streaming. Alejandro, some trees. This is also bringing good energy in the live stream. Okay, let's get it started. So as we said, and it's great to really surround with strong DevRel in the space. And hosting this kind of like this live stream is also give us the opportunity to show what is this kind of like hackathon, this virtual hackathon, this kind of dev cook-off is all about. So we're running this monthly, and we have like very strong partners, but most important also we're running from different kind of like developer product. So right now, what we kind of want to go through a little bit is just give some context, right? A quick introduction, what is actually the MetaMask Dev Cook-Off, why we're doing it, and why it's so relevant for all the developer and builders out in the space. And then we will actually speak a little bit about what is Delegation Toolkit, why is so important. And I think some people here listening to us, they probably like tried it out, but there is a lot of like things that we've been shipping around kind of like the clock. And then we are actually speaking with Toby and Surmita around what is Gaia. And I think like it's super important. I think getting the basic, how to use Gaia, how to actually running the node on Gaia, and actually why is also relevant for the MetaMask Dev Cook-Off, because combining both Gaia and Delegation Toolkit technology together is a strong value prop and really important things about what is also like going on. And then we're speaking a little bit about what are the bounty about, right? So, like we can go through like a little bit the page and showing a little bit like what are kind of the main resources, and then we will kind of finish up with resources, how to get started, how to register, and how to submit something, and then kind of like question from the audience. Quick housekeeping, everybody. If you are also like asking question, if you have anything that you want to kind of like ask our DevRels here, we can just use this main public chat. So don't be shy, feel free to ask questions, and we will toggle this up and bring up to the space. Okay, let's get it started. So Alejandro mentioned something about it. So last month, like we actually like closed it up, the MetaMask Dev Cook-Off, all about MetaMask SDK. So as we kind of like give a bit of context, we're running this kind of like Dev Cook-Off every month, like, and it's been running like for quite a while. And the cool thing is about it is that everybody the space, virtual, non-virtual, IRL, as the opportunity to actually like hack on something, build something, and submit something, and really like get exposed to all the world from like the community out there, also like internally in the MetaMask team, but most important also like with all our strong like partners around the ecosystem. So we have been running this for quite a while, but this specific MetaMask Dev Cook-Off is all about MetaMask Delegation Toolkit that we will actually speak a little bit about later. And this actually started 2 days ago, and we will run until the end of the month. The reason why we actually wanted to have this kind of like 2 weeks Dev Cook-Off specifically was to actually run a much more specific time frame. So for everybody that was building this can actually have the opportunity to submit. And 10,000 in total rewards. I think that's actually like a cool opportunity to build something fruitful. And Alejandro, now that you are a little bit here, like I wanted to ask you, how was the experience with the past kind of like Dev Cook-Off? Like, did you had a good experience? Did you actually like was able to run how was the submission kind of level? Did you get asked a lot of things around the MetaMask SDK tooling? Give us some insights on what happened during the past month too.
Yeah, I think the past month, like the MetaMask Dev Cook-Off, was a really good one. We have a lot of submissions, more than previous hackathons that we have hosted. So yeah, the submissions were amazing. We had a lot of really cool submissions. We had 3 winners, of course, and they were basically I love their implementations, but we had a lot of them. So it was a quite difficult decision to make because we had so many. But yeah, I think it was actually really good. I saw the community building cool stuff. I saw them on Twitter, saw them on Discord asking questions. So yeah, really, really cool about that and really happy for the winners. I think we're gonna have at least 2 of them on the next MetaMask community call. So it will be cool to chat with them and share also with the community here their experience building for the MetaMask Dev Cook-Off, which is a 1 month long hackathon, I think. I don't know if this one is going to be 1 month or 15 days.
15 days, yes. It's actually finishing at the end of the month.
Okay. So yeah, I think this one is going to be more spicy because you are going to have like a little bit less time, but yeah, will be really cool to see also implementations here. But really cool. I'm really excited.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of good traction and momentum, like already kind of like almost 50 registration from the start, and people already kind of super excited about hacking. Okay, so I think like you kind of like got it everything, like Leandro, like a lot of people are excited. So and what happens during the past kind of like month is also like showing that people want to build, right? Yeah, especially like in this market. So why you want to participate? You want to obviously like learn how to integrate not just SDK, but seamlessly into your dApp and kind of building this connection that is actually like something quite straightforward for the users. You want to expose yourself to all the community, from like partners to like the MetaMask main community, to just come and maybe present in a MetaMask community call with like a lot of like folks hearing you. So it's a good way to actually like showing what you're building and advocate for what you're building. And apart the prizes, obviously, like you want to connect with strong kind of like fellow DevRels and builders in the space, and actually like get really like exposed. And then I think like, at the end of the day, we're here to build. So you want to actually like show what you're actually building, but most important, how you take this to the next level. And without further ado, I think like we want to kind of like understand how you can actually do. I want to quickly like share like this page, and we will kind of like toggle here in the main comment. But basically, this is how you can actually interact, register to the page. You can see here the MetaMask Delegation Toolkit Dev Cook-Off. Like we have a register countdown, so this is happening until the end of the month. Registration, MetaMask and Gaia. This is like pure host. We see already people that participate. You have also a breakdown. I think we will actually get through a little bit with Chin and Sushmita and Toby on then and the description. We have part of the description where you can see like what are the prizes. I really like this kind of like idea bank, because These also give you some ideas about kind of like a snapshot and list, a wish list, what you can actually get inspired to build, and then also a bunch of resources. But let's get it started. Like, what is Delegation Toolkit? What is Gaia? And I think now is kind of like the time to give some kind of like, expose a little bit like what is happening around the ecosystem, what we've been shipping around both of those tools product. And Shitag, I think like you want to kind of take it away. And yeah, super excited. I will bring the stage on you.
Awesome. So let me go through some coding stuff and just explain what is Delegation Toolkit and what you can build around Delegation Toolkit and newer feature which is experimental 7715 permissions here. So to be clear, so we have two tracks, from one from Gaia and one from MetaMask. So and we have two types of features as well. One is this regular Delegation Toolkit and the newer 7715 request permission feature. So for the MetaMask, we'll be focusing on this feature only, the 7715 feature. But for the Gaia, you could be hacking with either this one or the experimental. You can handle both. But for the MetaMask, it's just 7715 permission. So, but I'll cover both features today. But for the Delegation Toolkit, we did a session like 2-3 weeks back. So we'll be sharing the link for that one because of the limited time, and it was a lengthy session as well. But I'll just give a like wrap up the big picture view on the Delegation Toolkit today. So this just one slide of the presentation that we did last time. So what is Delegation Toolkit? So Delegation Toolkit is a way that you can share your wallet's capabilities. What do you mean by capabilities? So things that you can do with the wallet. For example, sending a transaction, calling a smart contract. So any other on-chain action. So you can share those capabilities that your wallet can do with some other wallet, and we name it so the delegator. And delegator is a smart account that we have. We call delegator smart account, and the delegate is some other wallet. It could be a EOA like regular wallet, or a smart account even. So what we can do is, with Delegation Toolkit, you can share what you can do with Delegator wallet with Delegate wallet with this other wallet. So you do it via something called delegations. These objects are off-chain structures, delegations, which looks like this. So what you can do is you can create a delegation and sign it and save it and pass that delegation to the delegate party, the other party. And then on the delegate side, what they can do is they can redeem the delegation, we call redeem delegation, and actually do the actions they need, actually using the capabilities of the delegator wallet. So if I go through, because it sounds like a very risky operation, right? You are sharing your wallet like as if you are sharing your own private key with someone else, which is like big no. But you can restrict what we can do with the delegator wallet with caveat. So we call it caveats rules basically. So for example, you can say, okay, you can use my wallet, the delegate, you can use my wallet, but you can just call this smart contract only. You can use this amount only, and you can call this smart account, but you can call this function only in the smart contract, and with this call data. So you can granularly restrict what the delegate can do with your delegation. And spoiler alert, so with Gaia kind of thing, say that you are building an AI agent. So the AI agent is the delegate. More specifically, the AI agent's wallet is the delegate. And delegator could be the owner of the AI agents like you. And then you can write the delegations so that the delegate, the AI agent, can redeem. So the idea is you can provide granular permission to the delegate where delegate cannot do everything with the wallet. So that way we are protected, our funds are protected, and we can provide granular permission to the AI agents what they can do actually. So that is the very powerful part. I'm just explaining one use case that you can do with AI agents, but there are like many use cases that you can build. We have actually added those here in the idea bank, so you can go through it and pick something or make your own use case. So that is Delegation Toolkit in a very top level. If you don't have any question, I'll move over to 7715. If so,
I think it's super cool. What are the main questions that you get from developer Shintaka normally on Delegation Toolkit? Kind of like either misconception or like how people are getting surprised.
yeah, mostly I noticed that mostly the stuck in the place because the delegator is a smart account, right? So smart account things are a bit different with smart account. You don't submit the regular transaction to the blockchain just like in regular way you submit transaction. In here you submit a use operation to the bundle, so it's a bit different thing. But if you already have that kind of knowledge, like how account abstraction or smart account works, it will be cool. Like it is very easy to get started and build around it. So I would say that if they are stuck or something, and sort of a blocker for them is the uh, not understanding smart accounts. Yeah. So
Nice. And sometimes you get like question around caveats. Like you want to kind of define what are those caveats
yeah.
at the end because some people sometimes are
So
confused.
I'll just straight away jump into the documentation. So here is,
Oh, nice.
yeah, like real devs. So restricted delegation. So these are the whole list of caveats. I think you can see it, right? Let me see. So
Yes,
for
this is good.
example,
Thanks for the
let's
focus.
try the something we know, limited calls, which means if you set it one, you can just use the wallet once, not more than once. That is one thing. Also, let's pick something else. Pick something easy. Allowed target. So allowed targets, this is where you specify the smart account that wallet can call. So if you set these two accounts here, the delegate cannot call any other smart account other than this thing. So these are the other caveats that you can. So native token streams and what else?
Quick question. Uh, we can only use those caveats, or we can create new
Yeah, it's a
caveats.
next page. So you can create a custom caveat. So caveat is just a smart contract.
Oh,
So if you can extend this I caveat enforce and create your own contract and deploy it, you can use that as a like custom caveat. If your use case doesn't match with this, so we are extending this number of uh, caveats we have. I think in the previous version we had very limited number of caveats, but it is now it's a like very long list. So we are supporting more and more caveats going forward, but you can always create a custom caveat if needed.
great. So those caveats are
Rules.
like templates that we can call our
Yeah.
rules, exactly. Yeah, perfect.
If no other questions, I can just jump into the exciting new parts, which are experimental at the moment, but it is actually very easy and straightforward. Like, go here, how many pages you have here, and go to these things, you have just 2 pages. It is easy. So, but the thing is, 7715 also uses delegation toolkit under the hood. It is one of the use case you would say maybe. So, built on top of delegation toolkit. So what is that? Let me go ahead to the demo app and just explain it to you. So for example, assume a situation where uh, user needs to transfer some amount of token, like token stream for some amount of time, like recurring payment. For example, it could be subscription. Okay, so it's say monthly. So monthly you have to pay for some service, one need, maybe not one, like some amount of it, time to time. So token stream. So if you have to build some that kind of solution right now, like user had to initiate the transaction, right? They have to do it this month, and the next month also they have to sign the transaction and transfer the funds. So with 7715, the grant permission thing, what we did is, so that is not only for the token transfers, but there are some other things. But for the experimental version, we just focus on the native token transfer, which means recurring payments, like token transfer streams. So what we can do is, so in the beginning of the period or something, user can create a permission and grant the permission to the other party. What is the other party? The delegate. I'm referring to the technical words that we use right now, but the delegate is could be the a debt owner, like the actual service that you are paying for, the wallet, or a treasury account, or some other accounts that collect the funds. So that is the account that attached to the debt. The application, the service, whatever it is. So once you write delegation, create that permission to the uh, dApps account, or in here we call session account, and session account should be able to call that delegation, the permission, time to time, and reduce the funds from the user's account. So I'll explain as we go along. So it's clear for now, right? So first steps, this like 3-step process. So one is the create session account. Ideally, they won't create the account. We won't allow the users to create the session account because it's like owner's account. It is like already created. But for this demo, we just create an account, and this is I create a very unsafe wallet. I save the private key in session storage, but ideally it is like proper wallet in your production use cases. So it's here. So it's a private key here. So and now the dApp owner has the account. Now how do we get the permissions from the user? Like how do we get the approval from the user? So that is grant permission. And once you click on this button, it will pop up the MetaMask wallet. And it is not just regular MetaMask wallet. We have powered up with snaps. So you might probably know what Snap is. Snap is sort of, think of it as an add-on to the MetaMask wallet, where you can add more and more functions to the MetaMask wallet. So what is the function we have added here? It's supporting the permission. So this is the Snap interface. As you can see, I can go from top to bottom. So recipient is the your like dApp URL, and the network token, and reason is, say, it's like random stream, not random, I mean some reason for the fund. Is could be subscription, some other reason, and the stream amount and period. Think of this permission picker as like if you were in your laptop, you grant the permission to the Zoom app or something. So they ask certain permission, like they ask whether you need to record the video, so allow access to the camera, allow access to the microphone. It's something not exactly the same, but something similar. You can in the picker, you can see what are the permission actually the dApp is asking. For example, initial allowance is the initial allowance that you get charged at once, like at the moment once you.
Can I
Yeah.
can I interrupt you for a second? I have a question on this. So basically, these what you have like period, weekly, initial allowance, start date. Are these the caveats
It's
here?
kind of, yeah. Is but the powerful part is you won't be handling any caveats. It is like automatically handled for you. So the dApp owners or the developers don't have to worry about building caveats manually. So it is already handled. So it's like custom made caveats, like
Okay,
set of caveats. So you
nice.
okay, spoiler
Okay,
alert. So it's a caveat. so
okay,
and you can set an initial allowance is the very first amount that you get charged, and the start date is today, just now, I guess 7 days, and I add just 1 day. You can pick and choose, right? And another property is max allowance. So how much tokens you need to provide in like toward the lifespan of this like transfer. Say that if it is 1 ETH per month and you are targeting 1 year, it's 12 ETH, something like that. So that's the maximum. That's the sort of a protection as well. So they won't charge more than this amount. So you can set those or all those things in the Snap, in the MetaMask wallet itself. By the way, I forgot to mention. So for the MetaMask Snaps to work, you have to install this MetaMask Flask wallet instead of your regular MetaMask wallet, which is available in the extensions library as well. So once you install the Flask, you should be able to install the snaps, and we have given a hacker guide, so all these steps are there, so don't need to worry about that one. And you grant the permission, supposed to work. Okay, nice. So this is the granted permission, like the past, like what happened after user signed the signed the operation. So this is the data structure. I'll show in the code as well. So this is the permission, and this is the additional part we have adding. The Snap is adding context. Context is basically the permission. So that is like the delegation, or you could like it is the authority that the user has given to the dApp owner. And let's see. So and this I'll show this. So this is the session account wallet which has 0 ETH right now. and this is my smart account. This is user's wallet, and which has this amount of token. I don't know how to say it, but 999 something like 95 ethers, some amount of ways. So this is user's wallet, and this is the session account. So what the dep can use then and redeem the permission. Understood, it will send a user operation to the bundler, as I said earlier. So we are not dealing with regular transactions. So instead of submitting a transaction to the node in blockchain, you will be sending a use operation to the bundler. So in here we use this bundler Plimlico. So it is like a middleman that sits between you and, I'm not showing the API case. Okay, I'm safe. So it's sitting between the user and the network. So what bundler can do is it's in the name, right? It will bundle bundle multiple use operation and submit into the blockchain. So just remain. So it's not a regular transaction. So if I go back to it is successful, and I think I need to refresh this. So you can build it better. For now, I'm refreshing. Now you can see, hopefully, now session account has 1 ETH, but it is less one in the user's account. And whatever the caveats is set here, the permission request, they can use the dApps account can reduce tokens time to time, given they are inside the permissions that the user set. So they cannot call it now because I think it's weekly. So it's something like that. So they have to call this transaction manually next week, whatever the time period next transaction is.
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chin, to interrupt. Like, we have a good question from Shipart. Like, he's bringing, can session accounts be the UA instead of a smart accounts?
Yeah. Because if I go back here to this one, so the delegator definitely should be a smart account. It should be a delegator smart account. But the delegate could be a smart account or a EOA. EOA externally owned account, non-smart account, like your regular wallet with private key or your regular wallet. That's it. But here the delegate is the dApp, right? So which means you can have a EOA instead of a smart account. Here we thought of having a smart account because there are some other benefits that comes with smart account, like sponsoring gases, like bundling multiple transactions. So that's why we added the smart account for the delegate, the session account, but you can definitely add the EOA, but then the redeem delegation is different. So here, instead of sending a use operation, you will be sending a regular transaction. So that's the difference, but definitely you can use a EOA for the session account. All good?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? So it is like docs are really simple. So this is how you create a grant permission. Here you specify the session account is the dApps account, and these are all the permission parameters. And just once this function is run, it will pop up the MetaMask wallet with Snap. And if the snaps are not installed, they'll ask to install the snaps as well. So they don't have to manually install, that means. And the redeem delegation is this thing. So it is just this snippet. So just 2 snippets and you will build like very cool use cases. Any more questions? Or I can just jump into how can you get started with code? No more?
Let's do it.
Oh,
Or you want to zoom a little bit?
Yeah.
It's a little small.
I'd say it's just
We're looking at your keys. You probably want to.
your EMV is open.
How about now?
Your EMV is open also.
Sorry?
Your EMV.
Your EMVs, your private keys.
Shit.
You're looking at it. You can do it.
It was good enough for me to note down all the keys.
Yeah.
Test account.
Don't worry, I'll delete it afterwards. So we have a CLI tool installed. You can install. So which is called. So it's create get app at latest. So I put latest because there are multiple versions. So we need to pick the latest one. Click on this and you will see a cute little fox. Not a fox. So we are ahead with foxes. Now we are dealing with gators. So
we can see the gator.
So add the name for the project. I'll go with the default one and pick a framework, Next.js and Vite React. So by the way, we can use the CLI to bootstrap a regular delegation toolkit project as well. Like it goes, it works for the both type of features, not just 7715. So, but 7715 is in Next.js. I'll pick Next.js and they pick the second one, experimental gates app with tryout 7715 permission. Click that one, click I like PNPM, and this is like we added something like this because this is a new toolkit and like AI IDs, LLM based IDs like Cursor or Windsurf doesn't have the context usually because it's a brand new, and we are working toward that, like having better support for LLM coding, vibe coding usage. So, but for this one, we just thought of adding cursor rules instead, like have giving more context to the cursor. So I'll just pick yes, why not? So I'm using cursor, pick the cursor. Already exists, is it? I said okay, yes. I say yes. Anyway, okay. Not empty. Yeah. Don't worry. I'll have the I have to worry. Let me run it again. Sorry. Let me pick a new name. Tada. Next is PNPM. Yes. Cursor. Install dependencies. Now it will take some time, so let it run and let me show you the cursor rules. So we have the cursor rules like that. That way, like in the chat or the auto completion, it will have better support on like explaining things with the 7715 thing. So that is how we see it is to bootstrap a app. So and this then you just add the environment variables that I showed accidentally. Just two variables. One is the Pimlico API key, which is the bundlers API key, because I mentioned earlier, like we use Pimlico for the bundler, so that API key plus the RPC URL, like you do in the regular like blockchain development, and just add those two, and you will be good. So, and I'll just demo this app itself. So it's the same app you built. I think that's it. And also this, you don't have to use the CLI. These two repos are available like as standalone repos as usual. So we have added the links in the resources section here. So you'll get the like clone repo, use the CLI, whatever you need. So, and here's the hacker guide. If you need to like get more understanding. So what I explained just today. So how it works and setting up the development, all things are here in the hacker guide. So yeah, if there is no other questions, so we can head over to Gaia.
I just want to say CLI for the win.
CLI?
That's a CLI for the win.
For the win.
Okay.
Really cool, really cool. Also, the cursor rules, those are
Yeah.
amazing to have.
Ideally, like in a perfect world, we will be supporting it out of the box without having those rules, but you can always like update those and use it because it's a brand new SDK, so LLM doesn't have much context.
Nice. Any favorite kind of like wish use case that you put there in
Okay,
the
so
in the idea bank?
obviously one is come to mind is subscription based services, like just like a Stripe or something. So checkout process. And I was thinking like it could be DCA strategy, dollar cost averaging strategy, where I usually allowing you to like transfer some amount of token time to time. So yeah, there are some, yeah, even like this is just us, like there are just four use cases. Like you can think more and go wild with use cases. So I bet that there are many to build.
Nice, awesome. I mean, thank you so much, Intag. I
Yeah.
think it's super useful what both on the getting started, both what you showed us on the delegation toolkit, and I think like now we're missing kind of like the second main part is like, okay, how we can combine this with Gaia specifically. But let's give a context. What is Gaia? So feel free to like take it away, both Sushmit and Toby. I don't know. You have you want to share something, some screen here?
Yeah. Let me just share Windows or entire screen. I'll go with maybe one of the tab. Yeah. So let's just talk about what the heck is Gaia first. So, well, guys, like I can just go with the word by word decentralized computing infrastructure. Well, I mean, that is not how we want to know. We want to know what we can do and what we can build with that. So, with Gaia, you know how we all have this centralized AI and all that, but we're just giving them our free data and all that. But with Gaia, you're running your own LLM, you're getting your own respondent, you're training it with your own data. So for devs, if you just want to get started with a node, or if you want to use a public Gaia domain, that you can do also, but you'll need to get like an API key for that. But if you want to run your own node, it's just setting up your own node and getting started with that. But these are like, we have like 3 steps to get started, like just downloading our the CLI tool, and then like just initializing the model, and then just starting the node. But that might not be too nice to see, but let's see if I can share more screen. um, should I share my entire screen? Is it all right?
I think it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, okay. So you guys might pop
Doesn't
up
show
for
any
a
problem.
few seconds. Don't worry for that.
Hide your EMVs.
Oh no, I don't have any MPs. You can chill
Same.
on.
Okay.
Okay, so here,
No free.
yeah. So now you can see we have this node config repo. So what we have is we have so many of these models that you can run from your device. So currently I'm running a specific node. Let's see, which one am I running? I'm running one of the llama. I'm running this one. So how am I gonna do that? Like, from our like what is it called, docs, you can get like just installing the node and getting started. You'll get like a base one that comes with it. But
Yeah,
of course, we as dev, we want more than that, or
of
something
course.
more like some like
Hmm.
more node and more like
Customization.
LLM. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. More customization we want to run. So I went ahead and I just followed this, just 3 steps. So let's me show here. So I'm already running that. That is why it's so here. I just copied, literally. I just copied and pasted it on my terminal. Just this,
Hmm.
and it just like, oh yeah, I was running this other node, so I had to like stop. So and then like I just, so first step is to downloading your Gaia node or like a CLI tool, which I just did with the curl command. And then later I just did the like, when you first install like the CLI tool, you'll be prompted to like this, and you need to copy your own source. You'll see more on that on our doc. So just run it so that your like like CLI knows where to install your LLMs. So
Yeah.
I mistakenly started my node, but yeah, that is just another one because I always keep running multiple node. So then I just use like this command, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just started, and then yeah, I just had to stop the other node. Then I'm started to run this one. So when I'm start, it just literally Garnet start, and if I now stop, Garnet stop. So I can go ahead, I can have a chat with my own LLM. It just over here, right over here. So if you think about it, it's just 3 step. Oh yeah, I already did some chatting. So yeah, and the fun part is I can share this exact link with Toby or like with any of us in this stream, like, and anyone can chat with this LLM, which I will probably just do right after I stop sharing this screen, and like you guys can chat with the node as which I'm running right now. Now let's come to maybe like let's talk about a little bit more. So how you could, now you're running this node. This node can respond to, it's like your own, I don't know, personal intern that's running on your device. This is nice. This is cool. But there's like one little bit thing to think about is that it doesn't know you that much yet. So for that, you need to customize your node a little bit, but that is totally optional.
Mm.
You can just give it some knowledge with some knowledge base or like rag prompt,
Mm.
whatever you call it, and just
Yeah.
get started with that. But as we are running this node now, what's happening here? let's talk a bit. So we're running this node, and all of our node comes with OpenAI compatible API URL. So instead of like you have like OpenAI URL or like API key or any of that, you can just replace it with your own local Gaia like API based URL. Just basically just copy and paste it in your application and you're good to go. You'll get answers, you'll get started with that, and that is just like that. It just works. So you don't need
Yeah.
to do a whole lot of customization like and all that. Just drag and drop it, and you're running your own LLM. It's just over here. So that is I think one of the thing I wanted to get us started with. I would say more on that maybe Toby can touch base on.
Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for that segue on showcasing how you can run your own nodes on your machines. So I'm sharing my screen now. Let me know if to zoom in, or is it should I still keep zooming in? I see enough.
Perfect.
All right, great.
That's good.
Thanks so much for that intro, Sush. So yeah, like she mentioned, she talked about Gaia, showed you how to run your own node, and also um how you can possibly customize your node and by giving it a custom knowledge base. Um, so yeah, the OpenAI compatible API does open like a lot of doors to allow integrations with many frameworks, and even your IDs, your AI powered IDs can like use Gaia or your nodes directly out of the box by just like providing it with that API endpoint with the /v1. You can use it with so many integrations or services, or even frameworks for agentic frameworks. You just use like your own Gaia LLM or AI agents directly with them to build like agents that are more self-aware or like more context focused or niche empowered, and all of your data is still controlled by you. Nobody is playing with your data. You don't have your data leaking somewhere or something like that, so you have control over it, and you can even earn from running your own nodes. So yeah, I just you can check out our docs. Feel free to come by and look through all the integration examples we have and how you can easily set up yours and add in your Gaia node URL to like connect everything and be good to go. So one more thing I wanted to share. Let me just switch my tab here. There's like this blog that Matt's Right wrote. It's like an OG in the company, CEO. So you have like this bunch of use cases alongside the one that Chin and Francesco have shared. You can also come here to this blog to get some inspiration as to what kind of agentic applications you could build using Gaia, empowered with the DTK, for example. Okay, let me just share this one. For example, automated agent to human payments with the demo that Chain showed would be a very nice use case. There's tons of other ones there, 69 plus that you can read through, but I don't want to go into all of them now. But yeah, with this one, like he mentioned with the delegator and the delegates, you could easily have your own agents that you've empowered, that you've built, and maybe had added some like tool calling to be able to easily call the DTK SDK, and it's prompt. It already has a system prompt that it knows how to make decisions on its own and be like, oh, I need to make a transaction to this address, and it just calls maybe one of those caveats that the SDK provides out of the box, and it's able to make transactions, able to be aware of its tokens, check its balance, and every other thing. Most of these things are like easily available to AI agents nowadays. Yeah, with something like Gaia, you can sort of have your own custom agents with a knowledge base that you've sort of trained it on. Maybe it's a payroll agent or something, and it's aware that this is the frequency I should pay money at, this is how much I should pay, and this is my balance, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do. So, and you can also keep track of that and be like, and check the logs of your agent to be aware of how the agent has been interacting or how it has been running things. So I would say, yeah, this is like tons of other applications here, like reply bots, or that was the agents file category. So agents nowadays can do so many things. But with GaiaNet's empowered agents, you're able to build agents that are very specific, that are very niche based, and are very self-aware in a certain regard, with so much context that they're able to execute on tasks as you would expect them to, or as you have built them to. Thank you so much.
I think like one thing I kind of want to mention is that I built this application using Gaia and Delegation Toolkit, which is like we had this agent that was deploying ERC20 on users' behalf,
Yeah.
like a token. And so what was the use case for Delegation Toolkit there is that I didn't have to like connect my wallet and sign the transaction every time. Like Delegation Toolkit was taking care of all of that and deploying like with some caveat, like rules and like in place. It was taking care of all of that. And while Gaia comes in is that being the AI we could
The
use
brain.
OpenAI, but yeah, the
Yeah.
brain. But Gaia comes in like just drag and drop, just swap it out, and it just works. So maybe we could do like some more live streaming about that. But this is
Yeah,
like
for
one
sure.
of the cool use case we did. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And
Nice.
to just like put a final touch, sorry, it would just be like, it would be really cool to have to experience Gaia from what we both have talked about now. Like, go on the docs, check it out, see how you can easily just like have your knowledge base and load it onto one of the many open source LLMs that we have, and how you can make it be able to leverage this DTK for like so many applications. And that would be really cool to see online. So yeah, just build stuff and tag us online. Let us see them. Looking forward to your build.
Nice. I need to say that I really like the part here on the kind of really the data bank, right? On also on the Gaia side, right? And I think people can spend it. What are the main use cases that you see being building around right now? Like, could be from hackathons, could just be running through like the Gaia nodes. And by the way, congrats on the for 400,000 nodes. I think
Yeah,
I saw it
yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sush, do you want to take the question?
Yeah, I mean, so at first we kind of wanted to go with like basic just use Gaia, but then we got some feedback from our ecosystem side that maybe we could help like categorize into in a way that we are giving builders more ideas to build on. So we have this decentralized finance AI part. So we would love to see like the use case that we mentioned here, also like decentralized education. And can you scroll a little bit? There's maybe more like for that. Yeah, like this just is
Oh yeah,
we
those are a lot.
yeah we just made these terms out and we're like, let's do this. These are like many things you could mention and you could just get started on. So I know that like during hackathons builders spend quite some time
Yeah.
brainstorming what they could build, what MVP
Mm-hmm.
could be there. So we just wanted to be help out with that. So yeah, and we would love to see like you can run any LLM you want and like open source LLM and get started with. We'd love to see like how you customize your node. That is optional, but that is like a bonus. We'd love to see if possible. So yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Nice. And you can build your dApp, use actually Gaia on the node side, and actually like integrate with MetaMask Delegation Toolkit is actually quite straightforward use case.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Or you can build a
Nice.
DTK copilot that sort of works with your cursor ID. So as you're building your use case, you just have like an expert, a DTK expert that's working directly with you as you're building.
100%. Sounds good. Super exciting. I mean, I think like I don't know, like do we have more stuff to say? I think we said everything. We said also like give a context on what's the tech stack that you can hack about. We mentioned also kind of like the rules, the different kind of like resources, kind of like some wish lists, like data banks. Any question that you guys think like it will come? Like I think like we open up the hackathon already, kind of like almost 50 registration. Did you already got some questions or feedback? On the Delegation Toolkit side or on the Gaia side that you want to mention to everybody listening? Because I think there is a bunch of people that already registered. They want to kind of like hear some stuff from you guys. Enough. And I think like a lot of people are actually like we are answering questions also on the main Telegram group chats and Discord, right? what are the main channels that you think or that you see people are using it already?
Okay, so for us, it's for the MetaMask side is mainly the Discord channel, Discord server with consensus. We have a separate channel for DTK called MM-DTK. That and the Telegram channel. I have added all the links in the hack quest page as well, so all the links are there. So just reach out to us for any other questions. Just ask questions, and yeah, we'll
Nice.
be available.
And start hacking. Yeah, there you are. Awesome. We're
And
posting.
also, like from Gaia's side, like you could probably just join like one of our Telegram Gaia builders chat and just get started with that. Like, or we are active anywhere, so just mention us and we'll start.
Nice. I think that's a little bit everything. I think we're looking forward to see both submission, but most important, don't be shy and DM us. Our door is always open. Ask question freely also in the Telegram group chats, and even on Twitter. You can comment anything, like asking, even like creating PRs. I think we got one PR created like yesterday with like Dan Finley tweet. That was actually quite cool to see that.
Yeah,
and I think have fun. Yeah.
Because we have a bounty for the bug finds as well and fixes. So just yesterday we had one, so we fixed it yesterday itself, and now it is released. So yeah. So that's like, I think go on the Gaia side as well, that bounty is there. So bug fixes, bug finding bounty. Right? Yeah.
Oh yes, that's actually important. Like we probably want to actually mention 2 sec before holding up what are actually like the specific bounty. You want to kind of drive us through a little bit on the 7715 track, Shintaka.
So the MetaMask 77 ERC 7715 track is, so I just showed that granting permission with the and redeeming permission. So that track, so we are not covering the regular DTK track, like actually build the caveat. So that is for the Gaia. For us, it's just 7715. So build any use case is 7715 using 7715. And I think I have added in the resources section as well. For now, we just support Sepolia network. So for the experimental version, so build any use case that cover this requirement. Plus, we have the bug bounty, where you could find the bugs in the SDK itself, or the template, or the documentation, or suggest any improvements if there is anything. So
nice. Yeah, we really want to also encourage people to just give feedbacks, even if they are not hacking, like on the docs, on specific kind of like developer experience. I think this is super important, and we want to start definitely like do this more. So, and what about on the Gaia side? I think we're good to go here. Oh yeah, we divided, yes, DFI, right? Actually, yeah.
Yeah, we divided like 3 sections, and then like there's also like if you have some findings on bugs or improvement on the docs, there's also like a bonus bounty for that. So yeah.
Education, productivity. That's super exciting, actually. The productivity one. I think that people will look forward for that one. Okay, that's exciting. I think this is a big prize pool, and we're definitely looking forward also to support any builders out there. They need actually like support. And until then, like really enjoy, have fun, build. Also, like feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And I think during that time, I think we're posting some other like kind of like tutorial on the Delegation Toolkit, but always like our door is open. Thank you so much, everyone, here really presenting. I think this gives a lot of context. We should definitely do this like each kind of like developer cook-off. And thanks everybody also in the background, making sure this was running smoothly and showing this to all the community. Thanks everyone.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Awesome. Cheers everybody. Happy Easter. Cheers.
Peace.